right, here we go. Let's roll. What's today? Wednesday? Welcome in on this Wednesday. Yeah, it's Wednesday. I had to remind myself there for just a second. It is Wednesday. You are one day closer. Wait a minute. Did I just remember in the first 5 to 10 seconds of this radio show that are we having football tomorrow night? Or do we have to wait till Saturday? I'm talking about the college stuff. I can't remember if they put some on for us tomorrow night or not. No, I don't think so. I think we still have to wait till Saturday, right? Like Thursday would be a little too early. Okay, we're still waiting until Saturday. Well, still, we're one step closer. Welcome in to the show on this Wednesday. In the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio, Farm Bureau Insurance, go! With the home team. They are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance all across the great state of Mississippi. Your hometown heroes, that's your local Farm Bureau Insurance agents. I'm Matt. Beaver is here. You're here. We've got the whole gang. So quick reminder, plenty of ways for you to be a part of the show. I hope you will be. Hey to you out there in live streaming land. If you're on YouTube tuning in, if you're on Facebook or X, formerly Twitter, feel free to type in a comment, post it. It pops up on the screen right here. And then I can click it and pop it up on the screen where we can all see it. For example, right out of the chutes today, first one I see here, Sven over in Berlin, Germany. On the YouTube live stream said, Hail State, everyone. Isaac Smith was voted yesterday third team All-SEC from people who have no clue what they're doing. He said he played in 11 games last season, registered 127 tackles, 1.5 for loss, 3 pass breakups, and a fumble recovery, led the SEC in tackles, and was 7th nationally. And he became third consecutive Mississippi State player to lead the SEC in tackles. Yeah. Well, Sven, I didn't know who voted him. I don't even know what list that is. And I think me and you both, we really get down to it, probably don't care. Because the reality is he is one of the best defensive players in the country. He's going to be a very high draft pick if he can stay healthy and all that kind of stuff. And that's an if when you had your first year last year, and it's almost like you got used up. I mean, my goodness. 11 games, 127 tackles. If you were playing safety on last year's state defense, you were meeting the ball carrier because it wasn't anybody in front of you doing that very much. But I digress. And you can text me on the Country Pleasing text line. The number to text is 885-3776. That's a 601 number, 885-3776. And, of course, this week we are welcoming to the show their first week with us. And we're proud of them. I don't know how proud they are of me, but I sure am proud of them. And that's the folks at the Junction and Prince Oil Company. The Junction, delis across the state, Prince Oil Company, the Junction phone line, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. And I have a new train sound effect. You ready? Here's the new one, sent to me by none other than the Prince himself. Here it is. What do you think? Yeah. Yep, that's the real deal. See, it's an actual train. I don't know if Philip was filming that out his window or somebody sent it to him. But anyhow, he sent that to me. So, yeah, give me a call. The number to call is 897-1059. It's a 601 number, 897-1059. Yesterday it was a real treat. We got to hear from Winslow and Gator Greg and Terrence and others on the all-new Junction phone line. So hit me up today. Again, the number 897-1059. By the way, just this is probably something I ought to do more often, but if you are listening to this stream and you're not necessarily watching, if you're listening on the radio or whatever, if you ever do get confused on the numbers to text or call, I do repeat them fairly often, so don't get impatient. I will repeat them. But also, you can find them, the show streaming on social media, like it's on YouTube and on my Facebook page. Just look up Matt Wyatt Media there. On X, I'm Radio Wyatt. And on the bottom of the live stream, you can see it. There's a crawl there on the bottom of the screen. It has the numbers on it. Okay, so just a heads up there. You can find them that way too. So get on in here. Let's see what's happening with Beeve. What's happening with Beeve? Hey, Beeve, happy Wednesday. You too.
Hello, Matt White.
Hey, and tell Bill I said hey. How you doing?
I'm good.
I have a question for you. It's out of nowhere. There's nothing that really leads up to it. You may hear this question from me and you may go, Matt Wyatt, because I know that's what you call me. Matt Wyatt, I don't even have an answer, and that's totally fine if you don't. Here it is, though. What is the best marching band performance you have ever seen or noticed or witnessed?
I don't. You know my thoughts on marching bands.
Right.
I'm not. Oh, man.
You're not really into it.
Well, I don't know that I've ever paid attention, and I don't go to a ton of games, so
basically,
know.
The games you have been to, halftime generally was a time for you. You go to the bathroom, go to the concession stand, do something else, right? Hadn't really noticed it.
No, and I never paid attention.
Okay.
Pearl High School had a sweet marching band back in the day, at least. I don't know about. I'm sure it's good today, but at one point they were nationally recognized.
Oh, really?
But as far as, in-person marching bands, it's few and far between from what I've seen.
Hey, Viv, I just had a thought. What if we, on Wednesday, August the 20th, what if we batted up this question in the air here in the Metro? In the Metro Jackson area, who has the best marching band? What would happen if we did that? What do you think would happen, Viv, on this show? Would anybody care?
I'm sure people would. School pride. Maybe that extends to your marching band as well. I don't know.
Okay.
But I'm sure it would. There'd be at least a couple people. Oh, man, Lanier's is best.
Yeah.
No, Callaway was the best. No, Pearl was the best. No, you know what? One time I saw Meridian's band play. It'd be all over the place.
Okay. Hey, do we consider Meridian in the Metro?
I don't.
Okay. Some do, though, I guess.
Because I've also been asked the same thing about Vicksburg. I feel like that's just too far out to call it Metro.
Yeah. See, and I bet the people there don't consider themselves in the quote-unquote Metro either, even though they're on I-20. It's too far away. Okay, well, here's the crazy thought on the marching band thing that led to that, Beav. And, you can call me an idiot. It's fine. But, yesterday, Beaver, when Auburn went out and claimed these faux national championships from the past, I said, from their perspective, go ahead and do it. Fine, who cares? But they seem to have lost some cool points with a lot of people by doing that. And I'm just wondering if their marching band's halftime performance where they did the Metallica thing a couple of years ago, if that outweighs it, because it was simply that cool. Am I nuts?
Their marching band outweighs the fact that they're claiming 7 Phantom championships.
I looked on my soundboard, Beav, and I saw Auburn band Metallica, and I remembered it. And when you go watch it on YouTube, like the whole light show, and they had a real live guitar player and stuff down there, it was so... it really is maybe the best marching band performance I've ever looked at. And I just think maybe that's cool enough that it outweighs claiming 7 new national championships that you really didn't win.
No, it doesn't.
He didn't even wait. He jumped in there, y'all, and interjected. No.
Scared all these championships we did never win, yeah.
Come on, babe.
Claim what you want to. Doesn't matter if it's trash or not.
Doesn't matter if it's trash or not, he said. Okay. Anyway, pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm not even a Metallica fan, and I thought that was pretty neat. But it does not outweigh claiming 7 faux national championships. Beaver, there's one question I didn't get to ask you yesterday because I was all over the place, and I would like to ask it now. Did Alabama's claiming of a bunch of faux national championships have any influence on Auburn finally getting to the point that they did it also?
Oh, well, of course not. Certainly we've never seen a time when Auburn has been jealous or competitive or wanting to catch up with Alabama. Certainly not.
Okay. I don't even know if this is trustworthy, or not, but it's on X. It's an account on X, Beaver. It's called CFB Kings, as in wearing a crown, King, Kings. It's College Football Kings. And it says college football news, stats, and more. They have not quite, but almost as many followers on X as I do. I reposted a thread that they posted because Jake Wimberly reposted it yesterday. And it's a thread of things. And what it says here is fake. It really got my attention, okay, because, it's got some text. But before I even read the description of this post on X, it's a picture of Bryant-Denny Stadium in Alabama, like up in the sky, like from an airplane, full of, it's on game day. It's full of fans. It's a picture of Bryant-Denny Stadium with the big words over it. It says fake natties. And so it pulled me in. And their post said, while Auburn faces deserved scrutiny for their decision to claim 7 new natties, there's also got to be a conversation about other teams who've done the same thing in the past. And here are some teams with fake national championships. And then they started rattling them off. Well, the first one got my attention as a Mississippi State fan. Because, back in 1941, you'll remember that back in 1941, State went 8-1-1. They tied with somebody early in the year, and they lost a game on the road to Duquesne. But they beat the tar out of everybody else, including Alabama. All right. State beat Alabama that year. But Alabama claims the 1941 national championship. Okay, say what you want, though. You can hate Bama all you want to, but their fight song is awesome. Okay, but 1941 Alabama claiming a national championship. Soak this in, Beaver. And they're not alone in doing this stuff. That year they finished 9-2. In the Associated Press poll that year, they finished number 20. Their 2 losses were they were shut out 14-0 by Mississippi State and 7-0 by Vandy. It says this is a legitimate season in which Alabama claims one of their 18 national championships. They lost to State and Vandy, finished ranked 20th. Shut out twice. How about this one? 1973. Alabama. 1973. Their record was 11-1. They finished number 4 in the final rankings in 73. They were 11-1. But the real topper here, Beav, 73 Alabama lost in the postseason game 24-23 to Notre Dame. Claimed a national championship. Notre Dame, who they lost to, finished undefeated, ranked number 1. But they claimed the national title that year. Think about that. Hey, but Alabama's not alone. Tennessee, you're up. 1940, Tennessee. They went 10-1, finished 4th in the Associated Press. They lost their bowl game to number 5 ranked Boston College, 19-13. Went home, claimed the national championship. Put banners up. 1967, Tennessee. Final record 9-2. Associated Press ranking at the end of the year, number 2. Because they lost their bowl game to Oklahoma 26-24. Went home after losing a bowl game, going 9-2, and said, we are number 1. We are national champs. There's some more here. Let's see. Ohio State, 1970. Finished 9-1, lost their bowl game, and finished 5th in the Associated Press, claiming a national championship. 1970, Ohio State. Texas, 1970. Finished number 3 in the AP, went 10-1 with a bowl loss to Notre Dame, 24-11 in their bowl game, and claim a national championship. So, I still stand by what I said yesterday, which is just claim it. You know, nobody really cares anymore. You know, the only people that it really matters to are to your people, the ones for whom you are claiming it. So, yeah, go ahead. Claim it. But we can't really just pick on Alabama. Okay. Their media people went back finding anything they could scratch up. The thing about their media guy is he admits it. He seemed to be like a really personable cat. He gave an interview probably 10, 15 years ago. And he said, yeah, back in the 80s, we just started looking back, trying to find anything we could find it where we could claim one. And we just started claiming them. He admitted it. And it was in the 80s when there was no social media. So people paying attention were few and far between. Like I said, even back then, it really only mattered to their fan base. Anyhow, that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Just claim it if you want to. Okay. But it's not only Alabama who's got numbers of championships up in their rafters. They didn't even come close to actually winning. Some of them didn't even come close to actually winning it. Like a team that, and again, Associated Press, but Associated Press ranked them 20th when it was over. And they had 2 losses, shut out by State, shut out by Vandy. Guess what? We're national champions that year. According to who? Us. According to us. Claiming that one. Over to the country pleasing text line. Let's see here. Unnamed texter says, I just want to start off the show today by letting everyone know that I am now recognizing and claiming that I won a national championship in 1981, which is the year that I was born. Put up a banner. Maybe somebody will look at it. Dog Tired texts the show. He said, yesterday was a quandary about dinner versus lunch. He said, lunch is Monday through Saturday between 11 and 1. Dinner is Sunday after church. Supper is after 5 on all 7 days. He said, a simple way to classify, no one can eat dinner at Subway at noon. Dinner and supper are location specific, he says. Your home or your mama's house. Lunch is noon at a commercial business. I just disagree totally. Maybe it's an Alabama thing. I don't know. Grew up in Alabama. But any 7 days a week, any meal that is eaten in the middle of the day, and so I'll use yours, between 11 and 1, is lunch. Every single time. That's lunch. Every day. That's all I've ever known. Never heard of anybody eating lunch, calling it dinner. Just never heard of that. You know, and it's dog tired. That'd be one of those where that we'd get done talking about it, and you could easily file it in the folder that says "Who cares?" You know, it's one of those deals. J-Rock. Okay. That's kind of what I was getting at. You know, Sven brought up the tackle numbers for Isaac Smith last year at safety at Mississippi State. J-Rock says, I really hope we don't have a secondary person leading the conference in tackles this year. That's what I'm saying. You don't want that, do you? Mm-mm. It's usually a sign of a bad defense. Your safety's making all the tackles. It means it's always getting back there. Right? Denzel texts the show. White Denzel says, Germantown, hands down, has the best band in the metro. Top 3 in the state. Hear that? Take that.
We've run out of time here. We need to discuss White Denzel's activity when we get back.
Okay, let's do that. All right. I'm all for it. So if you are listening, we are just getting started with you here in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau, go! With the home team. And when we come back, among many other things, we're going to discuss White Denzel's recent quote-unquote activity with Beaver. So come on back. Back after this. Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone, because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple. Bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Y'all like coffee? I know you do. Check it out. Little High Point Roasters from New Albany, Mississippi. That is the breakfast blend. It's whole bean. And if you notice, that's how much I've had already. Brazil Oberon. Not Orgeron or Orgeron, you LSU. No, Brazil Oberon. That ain't all. What we got there? What flavor is that? Papua New Guinea grade AA. Bring it on. High Point Roasters, New Albany, Mississippi. Roast it right there. That's whole bean. One more. I got more. Ah, tried and true. Magnolia.
59 and worldwide at thezone1059.com.
Back with you. I'm Matt in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau Insurance, go! With the home team. They are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance. Yeah, Hunter, you're right. He's on YouTube, said new commercials, I see. Yeah, got some new stuff for a new football season. Turning the cameras back on because it's football and we're feeling like ourselves again. I mean, we're not there yet. We're close, though. We're really close. And regarding that country-pleasing sausage, Hunter says the sausage is really good. He said, I always get some from a red beans and rice. Yeah. And if you can get your hands on it, you might even, if you can't find it in a store somewhere, Hunter, you might call them or get online and order it. But sometimes you can just call Country Meat Packers in Florence. They'll answer the phone and tell them, hey, I'm so-and-so, I live so-and-so, and I want some of that crawfish and pork sausage, crawfish and pork sausage. And if you can get some of that, it would, that with the Cajun or the andouille would be great for putting in red beans and rice. You'd really enjoy it. I think you would. Let me know how that goes. All right, get on in here. Just kind of clicking along. I tell you what, we're going to do something. We'll go to the phones first, and then we're going to come back and see what it is about this activity that Beaver was talking about with Denzel. So first up, on the Junction Phone line, fueled by Prince Oil Company. They've been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960 on line 1 of the Junction Phone. It's Winslow. What's up, Winslow?
Matt, I'm going to give you a little reference that you probably didn't realize you've heard before.
Okay.
You know the song Ode to Billy Joe by Bobby Gentry?
Yes.
Okay. If you go back and listen, they talked about, and at dinner time, we stopped and walked back to the house to eat.
Okay.
That's lunch.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they worked that morning in the field, and at dinner time, because they get to the house and the mother says, I've been cooking all morning. So they're talking about going back for the midday meal, and in the South, maybe you guys just aren't old enough or Southern enough, but it's been called dinner, by a lot of the older folks for a long time. And then the evening meal was called supper.
How about that? See, that's
So
exactly what Chicken Hawk said yesterday. And he was adamant about it.
Yeah.
And I just had never encountered that.
That's not why I called you, though. I wanted to tell you that I want to make the announcement that, given these recent events, that I am now proclaiming Mississippi State the College Baseball Central National Champions in baseball for 1970.
Okay. 1970? What happened that year?
Yeah. Well, they won the SEC, and then they go to the NCAA and they tell them, well, your top two pitchers and your starting first baseman and third baseman can't play. So they had to go to the regional minus their 4 top players.
Okay.
They still finished second in the regional to Florida State, who finished second in Omaha. So,
Okay.
I can make just as much of a case that Mississippi State would have won its first baseball national championship.
In 1970. You could. I mean, and I'm only, Denzel, playing devil's advocate because I know you're raising this hypothetically. But couldn't then NC State do kind of the same thing the year we did win it in 2021 if they wanted to start doing that thing?
Oh, they do, man. I've got a graphic where somebody made them national champions. You know, use that little logo and everything, and proclaimed them national champions.
Yeah.
So, you know, it can be done with anything. Look, real quick, I don't know. Do you know the story about the 41 state football team?
Okay, when you say the story, I only know a few details here and there.
Okay, you know, they played at San Francisco on December the 6th of 1941, because I have the program from that game.
Very cool.
And what happened, everybody knows what happened the next day, and while the team was there on the West Coast, you know, the hysteria of Pearl Harbor and all that, so many of the team enlisted for service right then and there that they could not field a team for a bowl game. They did not go to a bowl game. So you could make a really good case that had they been able to go to a bowl game and won that, they may have been mentioned in the national championship conversation for that year. So it's not that far of a stretch to claim them the 41 national champions.
You know, and when you go back and look at those specifics, Winslow, then I also want to know, what is it about that year and the way it ended that allowed Alabama to claim it? Because they had the shutout loss to State, the shutout loss to Vandy that year. And, you know, so why would they then go claim it?
Cotton Bowl that year, and I've been told that State was probably going to go to the Sugar Bowl had they played in a bowl game.
And, you know, it would make a great documentary. That's what we need, Winslow. We now need a documentary on that, the 41 State team.
Well, I know a certain radio host who dabbles in that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and, you know, I want to say that someone told me that there was a woman in Starkville who was a distant relative, maybe not distant, but just a relative of one of the people who was on that team, and that she has all kinds of, you know, collectibles and memorabilia and clippings and everything from those 1940s teams. And we need to look that up. Let's get on. I'll work on it with you if you want to.
Yeah, I've got a Letterman sweater that belonged to a player on the previous year. He was gone after the 40 season.
Okay.
But I have a Letterman sweater that you would not believe that belonged to Marvin Campbell he was a senior in 40. Now, I'll tell you who may have been on that team, Hunter Corhern, who operated a grocery store in Starkville for many, many years. He's Steve Corhern's dad.
Okay, really?
He may have been on that team.
Okay, wow. All right. Well, and Steve might be a good resource to at least start with and see what direction he might point us.
In fact, I have some old pictures from that 41 Orange Bowl, which was the 40 team.
Okay.
And I emailed them to Steve one time.
Very cool. Well, think on it, pray on it, and if we feel led, we might dive into it.
Yep.
Nobody else going to do it.
Well, and you're welcome to any images from that program. You know,
Okay.
I've scanned a few pages of it before to share with people.
Yeah.
It's got the rosters and whatnot on it.
Yeah, I would love to. Well, we're going to do it then. Let's just plan on it. And I know,
All right.
and for you, we don't need to wait till baseball season. So maybe sometime between now and the first of the year, let's talk about it.
Yeah, you know, the first team meeting is today, so they're about to get cranked up.
Mm-hmm. Well, heck, they better, because they're playing Florida State before we know it. In a month and a half.
I'm working on a story from that for that game. Going to have a look back, because it's not the first time State's played in Pensacola, but the first time they did play there, there's a lot of stories around that game too. So I'm going to be working on a story that we'll publish, probably a week or so before the game.
Have you, before you go, Winslow, have you ever had any interaction with Link Jarrett, who's now coaching there at Florida State?
No, I haven't. But see, in my group I have an ACC guy that I'm going to be doing the preview with, and he actually covered Virginia. And when they were getting ready to announce Coach Oak back in June, he gave me a lot of background. And then he's been telling me about, what to expect in terms of fall practice. It may not be as wide open as they were under Lamona's.
Yeah,
if that, we may only get, maybe 5 or 6 chances to actually publicly view the team is what I've been told, to expect. So,
okay.
The days of just walking in there and watching them practice, that may not be the same.
Same. Yeah, well. Okay. Gotcha. Hey, well, look, good to hear your voice, Winslow. Thanks for calling, man.
Hey, appreciate you, Matt. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll keep it on the phone, the Junction phone line, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Line 2, Jason.
Music's going to hit.
Oh, is it?
At Wyatt.
Okay.
That's what happens when someone talks an entire segment.
Well, it's my fault.
You used to give Chicken Hawk crap for that, and now you entertain constant 10-minute calls from Winslow.
Well, yeah.
So let's be fair.
Well, but I can't blame
give crap to other folks too.
Well, I can't blame it all on Winslow though. Okay, because I think I had as much a part in prolonging that call as he did, and my mind got to running on the other stuff. Okay, so music would cut us off. So Jason, if you can hang on, please do. We don't want to get started and then bang, have to get it cut off there. I will remind you though, in the meantime, you can be like Winslow, you can be like Jason, you can call us on the Junction phone line. The number is 897-1059. I got a ton of texts we're going to get to, so I haven't forgotten about you if you're listening for your texts also. Trip, Grumpy, Jason, Scott, Delta Tide fan, Tyler, Nick, all y'all on the Country Pleasing text line. That's all coming up shortly. And I'll give you the numbers too when we come back if you need those. Cool. Rolling along with you here today on this Wednesday, one step closer to actually playing a little football. Back in the Farm Bureau Insurance studio after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The Junction Deli's, convenience redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's a pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show, I've been to the Junction in several different places around the state. I've bought gas just like you at a lot of places that are fueled by Prince Oil Company, and they are really wonderful people. By the way, that brand spanking new Junction Deli, Chevron, right across the highway from Germantown High School. It's in Canton. We say Gluckstadt. Do you realize they and other Junction Delis, they serve country pleasing sausage over there on the buffet? They don't get much better than that. The Junction and Prince Oil Company. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire. Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different
looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting, some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot. Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance
On 105.9 and worldwide at thezone1059.com.
All right, back with you. Rolling along here in hour number 1 of the show on this Wednesday in the Bureau. Staying connected to you because of C Spire, the #1 network in Mississippi. C Spire, customer inspired. Check them out at cspire.com. All right, is Beaver, is Jason still there?
He's there.
All right, Jason, man, I appreciate your patience on line 2 of the Junction Phone line fueled by Prince Oil Company. Jason, what's up?
Nothing much. You hear me all right?
Loud and clear.
Yeah, I'm glad I had to wait. It took me that long to catch my breath from laughing at Beaver scolding you there.
He got me.
Yeah, I got it back up Winslow there, and I went back and looked just to make sure I was right. But you know that old hillbilly song, Sunday in the South?
Yes. I'm pretty sure I remember it.
The whole first verse of that is talking about going to church on Sunday morning and smelling dinner on the ground, which is the after church meal.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I remembered that while I was on the hold, and I was calling to tell you that I grew up my whole life calling lunch dinner.
Did you?
That's all I ever knew.
How about that? See, it's got me to wondering, Jason, if it's a Mississippi thing versus an Alabama thing. Now, I can't speak for the whole state of Alabama, but I did grow up over there, and I don't think I ever heard anyone call lunch dinner. It was always lunch. Now, I did hear the term, like you were referencing the song, dinner on the grounds. I'd heard that term, but it seemed to be a thing of the past type of deal.
Yeah.
And the only...
I'm going to say something,
yeah,
and it might make some people mad. But I think it depends kind of like entirely on just how country, to put it nicely, that you are
yeah,
growing up.
Yeah, could be.
Because I told Beaver, my folks were all born and raised Mississippi, North Mississippi. And you know where I'm talking about. Before TVA came through there, you might as well have been in the hills of Virginia.
Yeah.
So
right.
We're all hillbillies. Maybe people in Jackson aren't so much.
Yeah, maybe not.
So, I don't know.
Well,
that may be why I got in trouble for asking Jake if we went fishing the other day.
yeah, Beaver got you on that one.
Everybody fishes.
Yeah, well, it is a good idea. I don't do it anymore, Jason, or I don't do it as much. Okay, I'm a little more fair weather. Certain times of year, March, April, I'm much more apt to, you'll look and I'll have a fishing pole in the car just in case. But I used to have one and fishing stuff in the car, in the truck year round, just in case I wanted to stop and go. You'd see a little water hole off the side of the road and think,
Yeah, I've done it plenty of times. I used to have, even when I had a car in high school, I had a little zip code that I kept kind of, broke down in the trunk.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
If I saw somewhere I wanted to fish, I'd stop and go. Any little mud puddle on the side of the road.
Yeah, and Jason, I will get pulled into a rabbit hole quick on YouTube with these guys who they make these videos of trying to catch fish in the most obscure, skinny, like mud hole on the side of a highway, and they'll start making casts and saying, "Let's see if there's anything in here." And I'm fascinated to see if there is.
Hey, I got into some of that right before I left Mississippi. They called micro fishing.
Yeah.
You'd be shocked what you can find in 6 inches of water back home in Mississippi. It's crazy.
Yep.
But I'll get off here and listen. Y'all have a good one.
You too, Jason. Thanks. Appreciate the phone call. And you can be like Jason, be like Winslow. We get to hear your voice. Isn't it nice to hear other voices other than mine? The number to call, 897-1059. That's a 601 number. That's the Junction phone line, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company, fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. Fuel for your vehicle, fuel for your stomach. I like both. Yeah, Sven, you're right. If some deep dive or maybe even a book. Sven said Steve Robertson just wrote a book about Duty Noble. He said, I've got it right here, except for that ugly $80 shipping over to Berlin, Germany. I bet. He said, if someone could pull it off, it's Steve Robertson. Yeah, he could do it. Maybe I'll get together with him, write the story, make some videos out of it. That'd be fun. If it's never been done, I don't think I'm aware of that being done, but we maybe look into it. Trip texted the show regarding the question I hit Beaver with earlier. What's the best marching band performance you ever seen? Trip said Texas A&M without a doubt. Now, I wasn't thinking about A&M when I asked that question, Trip, but now that you mention it, I think I'm there with you. Yeah, A&M's band does some things. It's very military-esque. Yeah. And they do some things marching around. You're like, how did they do that? And Trip, in case you never saw it, I saw it. One year we were playing at A&M. I think this was somewhere around 16, so it would have been maybe 17 was, I think, maybe the year went to A&M. And sure enough, they're doing all that intricate weaving and crossing each other in these super tight spaces. And a trumpet player or something got hit and spun and on the ground and picked up his trumpet and got back in line real quick. It's the first time I've ever seen them run into each other. Unnamed texter said Pearl is still the best band. Says, and I'm around all of them in the area often. So there you go. Beav, the alma mater, still number one in the marching band category. Grumpy texts and said he is impressed with the train sounds. He says, having made many train trips from Charlotte, North Carolina to either Tupelo or Birmingham in the 50s. He says, and yes, the 41 Maroons are the national champions. All right, what's this? Scott sent me what looks like, is this high school football rankings? Is that what that is? Okay. And this would be according to, I can't read who it is. Mississippi High School something. So preseason, they got Tupelo 1, Brandon 2, Madison Central 3, Oak Grove 4, Starkville 5. Then 6 through 10 are Ocean Springs, Grenada, South Panola, West Point, Germantown. That's 6 through 10. Warren Central in there at number 12. All right. I like it. Be playing that football real soon. All right, back over to the phone line. The Junction Phone line, fueled by Prince Oil Company. We got Doug on line 1. What's up, Doug?
Hello.
What's up?
Hey, man. How's it going?
Just right. How are you?
Good, good. I was going to tell you why it's called supper instead of dinner.
Okay.
This is the reason why. When Jesus ate his last meal, it wasn't called the last dinner. It was called the last Lord's Supper.
The Last Supper.
So that's why us here down here in the South call it supper.
Okay, well,
Rest
hang
of
on.
dinner and supper.
Well, hang on, Doug. The issue, for me anyway, the issue is not calling that last meal of the day supper. Because I didn't grow up calling it dinner. It was supper. The issue was the issue we were talking about was the meal in the middle of the day. I've only ever heard it called lunch in really any scenario myself, whereas many people here have heard they don't call it lunch, they call it dinner. So that was the issue.
Oh, I missed that part.
That's all right.
But yeah, I call it dinner instead of lunch myself. So I'm from Central Mississippi.
How about that? That is cool. You know, and Doug, here's another thing. Okay, so you born and raised in Central Mississippi, right?
Yeah, the Pelahatchie area.
Pelahatchie area. Okay, so coming up and over the course of your life, what team are you a fan of?
Say that again. I can barely hear you.
Okay, who do you root for or pull for in football?
I pull for Ole Miss, but my son has started state.
Okay. So
I got it both ways now. I can love my team and not hate yours.
So growing up, did you say either A, I pull for Ole Miss, or did you say B, I root for Ole Miss, or did you say I go for Ole Miss?
Woo! I go for Ole Miss.
See, I heard that the first time when I moved to Mississippi. People would say, I go for state. I go for Ole Miss. And in Alabama growing up, I never heard anyone say that. They would always say, I pull for Alabama. I pull for Alabama.
That may be another Mississippi thing.
I think it may be, which is really cool to me. How about that?
Well, I guess we're a little different, but hey.
Well, I can assure you, being different from our neighbors around us here in Mississippi is a good thing in a lot of ways.
Yeah, that ain't always a bad thing, is it?
No, it is not always a bad thing. Appreciate it, Doug. Call me anytime.
All right, man. You have a good one, man.
You too. Have a good one. That's true. I'm trying to think who the first person was. It was somebody I ran into at college that was saying, growing up, I would go for Ole Miss, but obviously now I go for stuff. I'm like, what do you mean go for? You mean root for? No. And they said, we say I go for this and go for that. I'm like, that was new to me. It's okay, though. It's good to be different. Have a little identity every now and then. That's good. All right. Hour 1 in the books. More of your texts, your comments on the live stream, all coming up. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Yeah.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille. It's andouille. And last, not least, oh, pork and pineapple, bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
43-6460. 800-343-6460. Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
As a rideshare driver, I love keeping my car smelling fresh and clean. So when I'm driving, I only trust Febreze car vent clips, featuring 3 distinct intensity settings, because it's that little touch that sets me apart. I can turn the intensity down for subtle freshness, or I can turn it up for when I want lots of scent. So whether it's set to low, medium, or high, with Febreze car, I know my car's going to smell amazing. Which keeps my driver rating right where it belongs. Picking up, Oscar!
How can you free your team from time-consuming office tasks? Amazon Business. Smart business buying tools enable buyers to find and purchase items fast so they can focus on strategy and growth. Free up your team and focus on your future. Learn more at AmazonBusiness.com.
Hey, you get your TV on demand. You get your dinner on demand.
China Express delivery.
So we say, why not get your sports on demand with Mississippi Sports Authority? The Zone 105.9 and worldwide at thezone1059.com. WRKS Pickens Jackson.
We are good to go.
With more of the Matt Wyatt Show coming to you direct and live at the Zone 105.9 and worldwide.
Now, here we go.
At thezone1059.com.
Back with you. I'm Matt in the Bureau, the Mississippi Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau, go! With the home team. They are your home team at Farm Bureau Insurance all across the great state of Mississippi. Hometown heroes, that's your local Farm Bureau Insurance agents. I'm here, Beav is here, and you're here. I'm the least important. And you can have a show without me, but if Beaver's not here, there's no show. And if you're not here, there's no reason to have a show. So appreciate y'all being here. Comment on the live stream. Hey to you on Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter. Just if you comment, I'll see it. Sven saw the commercial where I had the package of country pleasing sausage that is pineapple and pork, and it's 3 bun size, lengths, for a sausage dog. And he says, how come there's only 3? He said, we always have 4 in it. And he says, I like that German version. You want 4. The more, the better. I think part of it is they're big. They're really big. They're not regular hot dog size. They're bigger than that. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just too good. I've had one before. I've had a sausage dog with the pineapple and pork, and I'm just telling you, I had slaw on it. Got it at a ball game at Duty Noble Field, Mississippi State University. And it was really good. And maybe it's too good. You can only handle 3. Nobody can handle 4. Maybe that's what it is. Speaking of the country pleasing text line, country pleasing sausage, made right here in Mississippi at Country Meat Packers on Highway 49 in Florence. Okay. Kip texts the show and says, wouldn't you think an athlete who was a competitor for their entire playing career wouldn't want to claim a national title they didn't earn? Participation natties for everyone. Yeah, well, Kip, I do think that. I really do. I do think that. There's probably some cases where, it flips the other end of the spectrum where the competitiveness is driving your thoughts another way because you go, okay, we did earn it and they robbed us or something like that. If there's a voting thing in college, whether maybe there's a team, but most, like I gave you the example of Scott Stacy, who listens to the show and lives in the area and played football at Auburn. I actually got it wrong yesterday. I said he was on the 93 and 94 teams. It's not. It was 94 and 95. So his final year in college at Auburn was 95. He was at Hines, Prattville High School in Alabama, then Hines, and then Auburn. But so he wasn't on the 93 team. He was on the 94-95 team. But he himself, who was teammates with some of those guys that played on that 93 Auburn team that they're now claiming one. And even Scott was like, oh, what are we doing? I mean, what is this? This is ridiculous. So, yeah, I do think you're on to something there, Kip. Somebody texted in and said Mississippi State should claim SEC co-championship for 1980. Their only conference loss was to Florida, who later had to forfeit the win. State would have tied Georgia for the SEC title that year. So go back and claim it. Like I said yesterday, so what if anyone else throws a fit? You can do whatever you want to do, claim whatever you want to claim, and the only people that really care are us, your own people. The only people that really do care that Auburn claims those they announce their claim are Auburn people. The rest of us are like, okay, whatever, I got an opinion, that's soft, but really I don't care. So I say, you want to claim it, claim it. All it is fake anyway. It's not like you earned it on the field. Those things are 2 totally different things. Delta Tide fan. says. Since everybody's claiming things that they didn't really win, he says, I'm claiming the 1997 Bassmasters Classic. Now, I'm in on this. You want to claim things. He's claiming the 97 BASS Bassmasters Classic and the 97 Angler of the Year title. He says, that's the year I graduated high school. He said, I caught the current world record largemouth, smallmouth, spotted, all the same day. Wacky worm, 10-pound fluorocarbon. I think what Delta Tide Fan is doing is showing that anyone can actually just say anything at any time. There really is nothing to technically stop you from saying whatever you want to say. So since that's the case, Delta Tide Fan, I'm saying that it's time for headlines.
Good evening. I'm Ron Burgundy, and this is what's happening in your world.
Good evening, and welcome to Eyewitness News.
Here's what's making news.
Headlines on the show brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group, powered by Illuminate Bank. Find them online at mortgagemanms.com. Anything mortgage related, buying, refinancing, whatever. Here, other parts of the state, places like Starkville, Oxford, Tupelo, all points in between. Mortgage related, start right there. Trust me. Trust me. mortgagemanms.com. Headline number one, the New Orleans Saints have not made a decision on who their starting quarterback is going to be. They're taking it down to the wire. They've yet to name a starter. We are in the final week of training camp. The Saints are the last NFL team left who've yet to name a starter. New coach Kellen Moore said the competition between Tyler, is it Shaw or Schaff, or how do you say his name, and Spencer Rattler has been close, and so we don't know yet. Saints fans, just hang on. And look, it's not your year this year. You know it. Have some fun. Just sit back, relax. You'll make a run at it later. That's the way it's working right now. Okay, headline number two, let the whining begin in Indianapolis. With Colts quarterback Anthony Richardson's future in flux, now that yesterday they decided to name Daniel Jones as starting quarterback, Richardson's agent, his agent, reacted with disappointment and said that he's unsure of his client's future with the Colts. Well, Mr. Agent, that makes two of us. I'm also unsure of his future with the Colts. All right, this headline goes to Nick, who yesterday took issue with the idea that I even tried to mention Scotty Scheffler in the same sentence with Tiger Woods. Well, and gamblers, you'll know what this is. Scheffler's Tour Championship odds are the shortest since Tiger's in 2009. Put it another way, Rory McIlroy, 3-time FedEx Cup champion. He has the second shortest odds to win this week's Tour Championship in Atlanta. And his odds are still 5 times longer than Scotty Scheffler's. The odds to win this week, the only thing that's anywhere close to it is Tiger Woods back in 2009. I didn't say he was Tiger. I said it's Tiger-esque. It's my story, and I'm sticking to it. And then finally this, for all of us who are, I don't know, we're trained. Some of us are just trained to want to pay attention to this kind of thing. I'll read it, and then collectively, all at the same time, we'll ask them to please shut up. Headline, College Football Playoff Selection Committee to use enhanced metrics. The College Football Playoff Selection Committee is going to announce its first of 6 rankings on November the 4th. and they're going to use enhanced metrics to help evaluate schedule strength and how the teams perform against their schedule. They're making that announcement today. Now, are you, I don't know, are you moved by this? Enhanced metrics. Now, in the current way that they measure the schedule, you got more weights applied to games against strong opponents. A new added metric of, quote, record strength is going to help this committee, they say. It's going to determine how teams performed against their schedule, rewarding those that beat high-quality opponents while minimizing the penalty of losing to one. Now, did you hear what I said, and did you translate it to English? They have a new metric, they say, and it's going to help the committee figure out how they can reward teams that beat a high-quality opponent and at the same time lessen how bad it hurts losing to a good opponent. How about that? You know, honestly, you can say it like you want. I mean, who knows if he had anything to do with it, but people made fun of Lane Kiffin last year for complaining and whining at the end of the year about not getting in at Ole Miss. And, you know, he had the loss at home to Kentucky and then the other. But here's the thing. All they've done is now they announced it today. They're going to do exactly what Lane Kiffin said they ought to do. They're doing it. There it is. You're going to be rewarded more for a win against a good team, and you're going to be penalized less for a loss against a good team than you were before. So they can make fun of Coach Kiffin all they wanted to, call it whining at the end of last year, but all in the world they've done is gone and done exactly what he said they should do. And a week before the game started, they announced it on a Wednesday. And those are your headlines, brought to you by the Mortgage Man Group. My man went. Find him online at mortgagemanms.com. Anything mortgage related, go to the Mortgage Man Group. Start right there. Powered by Luminate Bank here in the state of Mississippi. Regarding Anthony Richardson and the Indianapolis Colts, Sven said, well, maybe Richardson just retires. He's that bad. Well, you know, I don't know if he is or isn't. I hadn't got to see much. He got hurt right away. You know, in terms of getting the team up and down the field, he's not on a great team and, you know, not that impressive. And he's a super duper athlete and prospect. But people, I don't know, Sven. It's like you can scream at people until you're blue in the face and people just still will not get it. And that includes your media. That includes some of your GMs and some of those people. They don't get it. That you're telling me, okay, he's big, he runs a 4.4. All right. So what? Okay, he really throws it a long way. Okay. So what? So do the rest of them. What else? There's got to be something else. Otherwise, you're not going to score. Explain to me, okay, if that matters so much and we're going to make draft decisions just based on very little playing experience in college and just super duper upside athletically, explain to me Brock Purdy. Explain it. And I know it's hard to evaluate. It is. They're doing the best they can. But just remember it, Sven, the next time, again, it'll happen. It's going to happen. It's been happening so far this summer in Dallas or with Dallas. Joe Milton can throw it 80 yards, you know, sitting on his butt like a hook shot. He can throw it 80 yards. Strongest arm in the history of arms, you know, and all this kind of. So what? He's been less than average in all these snaps in the preseason. Nowhere near ready to run the football team and get them up and down the field. Not even close. Not even close. I mean, Sven said it. He's terrible. Like he He's an NFL quarterback, okay? He's not terrible. It's just compared to NFL starting quarterbacks, he is terrible compared to them. Well, the rest of us are, okay, but he is too. And, he can throw it so far. So what? It doesn't mean anything. Never has. There's a certain threshold of being able to throw the ball that you got to reach to be able to even qualify to get there, sure. But then once you get there, everybody's over that threshold. And then that's like, Sven, you might have even been listening. I think, so it was when Matt Corral was coming out, ever how many years ago that's been now. And in terms of throwing the football, he's as good as anybody in college football. You know, athletically, everything else, and could really absolutely throw it. And in that Lane Kiffin offense, man, he just blossomed. But the thing about it was, we're sitting here talking about it one day on the radio, and something about his running ability came up. I made the statement, it doesn't matter. Like, that's not even a factor in evaluating him, is Matt Corral's running ability. It's just not, it's something that a real evaluator at the NFL level is not even looking at it. I don't care. It's like a base level of athleticism. You got that? Okay, fine, because you ain't going to be running the ball. It just doesn't play. And I made the statement, okay, because from a running ability standpoint at quarterback position in the NFL, if you're not Lamar Jackson and you're not Cam Newton, then everybody's kind of like, so what? Sure, play breaks down every now and then. You're Dak Prescott, you're Brock Purdy, play breaks down, you extend it, move pretty well, maybe make some yards once out of every 100 plays. That's it. Other than that, if you're not Lamar Jackson, it is not a factor. And then some guy calls in, he's an Ole Miss fan, and he said, so you're telling me that you're going to sit there and say that his running ability is not a factor for him in the NFL? I said, yeah, it's not at all. He called me a fool. That was the word he used. You're a fool. It really offended the guy. Well, it's right then, right now. It's right before that. It's right after that. It's right. It doesn't matter. So a lot of this stuff, and like with him, a lot of that's just drummed up by media. Mushy-headed media don't have the whatever it takes to understand. Man, it's totally different up there. It's a totally different deal. Okay, and Sven, you say Matt Corral is not an NFL quarterback. Well, okay, it wasn't that big. But here's what I would say. He could absolutely throw the ball like all the other NFL quarterbacks, whether it's throwing a deep ball, throwing routes, getting it out of his hand. So the physical part of it, Corral absolutely throws it like all those other guys. But, okay, being an NFL quarterback, lasting for a long time, winning a job and keeping it, that's all other stuff. That's all, it's up here. And Sven, that's the reason, like, people that discount Dak. Okay, you can find lots of different metrics to argue against it. Like, he's really good. Okay, but the longevity, keeping the job, good all the time, little bump in the road every now and then, has never won a Super Bowl. But every coach he's ever played for consistently is like, oh man, what a luxury having him out there. Because between the ears, he can handle all of it. All of it. And has handled all of it for a decade. And it's just, you don't do that unless you're beyond the physical part of the position. You got something others don't have. You could see it with Dak in college. You could see it with Dak. You study film. I could see it in 15 when they were throwing it all over the field. You'd break the film down and you go, how did he find that mistake? I remember there was this one touchdown pass. I think it was his senior year against Auburn. And I don't remember all the specifics. Okay. But what it was a deep pass, maybe like a post that goes for a touchdown. But it's a backside route that is sort of like it's a runoff as a part of the play that you're running. You're not actually trying to throw a touchdown on it. Okay. The only way you would go to it first is if they gave you some sort of zero blitz. Well, Auburn didn't do that. It's a zone coverage, and 10 out of the 11 Auburn defenders were all where they were supposed to be. Play's supposed to be over here. It's just this 11th guy, this safety was out of position. He got himself out of position. He was the one guy doing the wrong thing. Somehow, without even looking at it first, Dak found the mistake, touchdown on top. You know, those kinds of little things, those NFL QBs have it, man. And people don't understand that. It's a whole different, they're processing things so much better than anybody really realizes. And I'm in awe of it, really. I don't know, you know, I guess it's God-given work on it. So, you know, some of them, a little bit of both, maybe. Let me get caught up here. I got a long way to go. Tyler texted the show. Country Pleasing text line said, the only day I've heard the midday meal referred to as anything other than lunch was Sunday dinner after church. Grandparents referred to it that way. Nick said it's dinner time. He says, you know what you do at dinner time? Talk about your day. How was your day today? Did you have a good day today? Bad day? What kind of day was it? Nick says, well, I don't know. How about you? How was your day? He said, that's what you do at dinner. Recap the day.
Nick.
Isn't that great?
I love you. I love you. That is another Seinfeld. And I kid you not, I just dropped that on. I just had that conversation with someone last week. I left a message saying, tell me about your day. Well, was it a good day or was it a bad day? Well, what kind of day was it?
And look, I didn't get the reference, but as I was reading it, I'm so entertained by even reading it where Nick typed it. And now that you mentioned, Beaver, that it's a Seinfeld deal, okay, you can totally hear it. You know what you do at dinner time? You talk about your day. How was your day today? Did you have a good day today? Or a bad day today? What kind of day was it? Oh, man. All right, I'm going to go rapid fire on the text line coming up. Scott, Bill, Denzel, Miko, Bodine, Boomer, CB95, Jake, More Bully, Kenny, J-Rock, Hook, Patches, Jason. And I got to talk to Beaver about this activity that Denzel involved himself in here recently. Still, I'm going to get around to it. Back after this.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. Local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number right there on your phone because you go to church with him. Your kids go to school together. He lives right down the road. You see each other at the ball games on Friday nights. So it's personal with your local Farm Bureau insurance agent in all 82 counties in this entire state. And if anything does arise and you need to, run it up the chain or up the flagpole, the home offices for Farm Bureau Insurance are in Jackson, Mississippi. It's right here in the state of Mississippi. It doesn't get more local than and personal, the service that you get with Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi. I can't recommend them highly enough. And if you haven't, recently, let them give you a quote. Home, life, auto. It's Farm Bureau Insurance. Go with the home team.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Well, look at what we have here. Christmas come early. Boom. Little green onion country pleasing. That's not all. Little original smoked sausage flavor. That's not all. Jalapeno and cheddar. It has to be one of my favorite, just judging by how much of that stuff I eat. Oh, can't forget. Andouille. Don't be saying andouille, it's andouille. And last, but not least, pork and pineapple bun size, 3 links bun size. Look at that right there. Be careful. Come on with it. It's mine. Come here, jalapeno. Oh, that's all mine. Country pleasing sausage. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Y'all like coffee? I know you do. Check it out. Little High Point Roasters from New Albany, Mississippi. That is the breakfast blend. It's a whole bean. And if you notice, that's how much I've had already. Brazil Oberon. Not Orgeron or Orgeron, you LSU. No, Brazil Oberon. That ain't all. What we got there? What flavor is that? Papua New Guinea, grade AA. Bring it on. High Point Roasters, New Albany, Mississippi. Roasted right there. That's whole bean. One more. I got more. Ah, tried and true. Magnolia.
1059.com.
All right, back with you. I'm Matt in the Bureau, the Farm Bureau Insurance Studio. Farm Bureau. Go with the home team. Hey, Beaver, what was that you said earlier about White Denzel? You said we needed to discuss some activity with White Denzel lately?
Oh, yeah, there he goes again. Speaking in absolutes. He said earlier when you were talking about the best marching bands, he said Germantown has hands down the best in the metro and top 3 in the state. This is a man who texts and says stuff like, here's the best burger in the state. Here's where you'll find the best taco or whatever in the state.
Yeah.
Have you been to every high school in the state and seen every marching band for the appropriate legwork to make that statement that Germantown is the best? Come on now, Denzel, who is apparently using government names here.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, he sure. I saw that too. What was that about? Does that mean he's mad?
I think so. Now, I started that because he said one other time, as Jason said, scolded. I don't want to sound like I'm scolding, but yeah, one other time I dropped that. I said, "Come on now," and then I dropped his government name. So he's getting back at me.
Okay, turnabout. My, Beeve, how the turntables. I thank you, but I digress. Okay, so that's what it was. Yeah, speaking in absolutes. Yeah, Beaver, this is a little bit of a devil's advocate thing going on here. I don't know that I'm disagreeing with you at all, but I will say sometimes I do go back and forth thinking, if you're going to have an opinion, you should have a strong one. I don't mean like hot take culture stuff, but I'm just saying, what would be the use of, okay, here we go, devil's advocate. What would be the use of Denzel saying, I think Pearl has the best one? That's, in my humble opinion. Or if you're going to go with it, should you just come on out and say in an absolute way, they have the best one, period? Yeah,
I get that. I get that. If you want to say it's the best, it shows that you're standing behind it. It's It's a powerful statement.
But to your point, if you then ask him, okay, well, you say they're the best in the state. Have you seen the others in the state? That's an awkward moment for him. If you ask him that question, basically, it becomes a little awkward, right? Because then we know he hasn't seen the others in the state. Okay. So
then, I guess, okay, yeah, you could go that way because someone earlier texted that Pearl was still the best. Mm-hmm. So I will choose to believe that. So therefore, I should warp that into repeating that.
Yeah.
If they say it's the best, I believe Pearl's the best.
Yeah. I think I'll start repeating it where I go in North Mississippi, Beaver, and just see what reactions I get. And then as soon as somebody asks me, Matt, have you ever seen the Pearl marching band? The game that I went to, the Pearl game that I attended years ago, Beaver, the Brandon versus Pearl television broadcast we did for Bright Lights, C Spire Bright Lights. I can't remember if I watched the halftime performance or not. I don't think I did. Oh, man. Did you get... By chance, Beaver, I think I may have asked you this. Did you go to that game?
So, that was 2010.
Okay.
And I actually watched it from Dallas.
Yeah, that's right. You told me that. And I can't remember what you said. Was it a concert you went to?
I was up there. Someone said that they knew people that could help me with getting scripts and all that out there, and it turned out to be nonsense. Yeah. But I was lured there because of that, so I was there for that.
You were lured there. Okay, I got you. So you watched it on TV. So you watched me. You didn't know. Why would you know? But here's what I remember, Beaver. Okay, so it was at Pearl at their stadium. I want to say they brought in some temporary seating for this thing too, and there still was standing room only. Brandon at Pearl. And, you know, TV cameras, the truck, the tower. C Spire was doing everything just top of the line. There was this huge video board with live replay and everything that they brought into the stadium, and it went up on this crane. So you had video board presence, and it was a heck of a ball game too. Back and forth, super competitive. I don't think even I realized the depth of the rivalry between Pearl and Brandon at that time, and you know, I was new to it. That was a heck of a deal. And I know I've told the story. I will not go through every bit of it again because it'd be a repeat for a lot of folks. I just felt so bad for that referee who he made a really bad call on as a Brandon receiver caught a football right in front of the home side, the Pearl side. Brandon's receiver caught the ball, and he came down, and the official said he's in, marked him out down at about the 5. It was a big play, bomb throw up the sideline. Kid caught it, came down, you know, he's in. He marked him down at the 5 or whatever it was. And then we're doing TV, and this is the same cameras and crew and everything that are going to leave and go do the Saints game on Sunday. This was on Fox Sports South back in the day. This is a big, high-level production. So we got multiple cameras on it. We're showing live replay on a video board, which was temporary. So everyone in the stadium then turns and looks at the video board and sees this high-definition replay of the kid from Brandon catching the ball in slow motion, coming down instead of inbounds. His foot came down, I'm talking 18 inches out of bounds. It wasn't even close. He didn't tip. I'm talking about it was way out of bounds. And everybody on the Pearl side was like, "You sorry?" I boo. And they booed that poor referee for the rest of the ball game. And I thought, man, there's a good reason right there. Okay, just for the referee's sake, God bless them. We appreciate them being here. They're doing a good job. We miss one every now and then, so what? I'm glad they're here. We need them. We'll be putting live replay up here on the video board. Poor guy. It's just one play. Thought he's going to need an escort to get to his car after this thing's over with. Anyhow, I said I wasn't going to give the full. That is still, believe it or not, that is the short version of that story. All right. Hit it. All right, over to the Junction phone line, fueled by Prince Oil Company, fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. On line one, it's Ready Teddy. What's up, Teddy?
Hey, man. How y'all doing, man?
Great.
Yeah, I was going to try to call yesterday, but I want your and Beaver's opinion on this. I don't remember in one preseason, if that's the term, or, before the college football season starts, well, 3, maybe 4 quarterbacks that really haven't played very much to have these high expectations. We understand. I mean, Arch Manning, okay. Austin Simmons, Gunnar Stockton, and for me, even a little bit, DJ Lagway, who we didn't get a big sample size of, in my opinion. But, I mean, they're all 4 hyped up a lot. Where they really have even done anything. Is other than Nussmeier and some would say Lenora Stellers, but he's only had one season. I guess is it the internet that causes this hype machine on all these guys that have never played? Well, we know about Austin Simmons because he's Austin Simmons for Heisman. That's how we do it in Oxford. But everyone else don't do that like we do in Oxford. And there's all these just so much hype for players that really haven't proven anything.
Well, Teddy, it's a great point. It's just like welcome to the transfer portal era. Number one.
Right.
Because there's 2 sides of that. You get players who transfer in somewhere, and they're new. And then you have players who they haven't gotten to play because some upperclassmen transferred in on top of them and played last year. You have those situations too. So it's just like that's what it is. And the media is going to do what it's going to do. I mean, they're going to build guys up, and any fan base who is willing to pick up a big old glass from the hype machine and just guzzle it on down. I mean, just drink anything that the hype machine is giving them. Any fan base willing to do that, the hype machine will cater to that fan base, man. We need clicks.
Right.
So there's an element of that also.
Oh, yeah. They got to have clicks, so you hype them up as much as possible. It doesn't matter. It doesn't hurt. Once your clicks are clicks, they can't be unclicked if the player's not even good.
And there's no accountability. Teddy, we've talked about that before. I know we have in the time you've been listening to this show. There is no accountability for these quote-unquote analysts and quote-unquote broadcasters and media experts and stuff who they'll go out here and say whatever, come back a month later, be totally wrong about it. There's no accountability. None. So I don't know why they wouldn't do it, honestly.
Yep, fire away. Well, one thing I am excited about Austin Simmons is I can't remember the last time that we had a surefire starter that we recruited from high school.
Yeah.
Be it, that came straight to us. I mean, and what state's quarterback that the transfer that I cannot think of his name? That's expected to do pretty well this year. He transferred somewhere.
This is Jake Mangle, former Mississippi State Bulldog. On the field.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
The Junction Delis, convenience redefined, and Prince Oil Company, a match made in heaven. The Junction Deli, fueled by Prince Oil Company. Prince Oil Company has been fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. It's a pretty good little while. Wonderful people. Man, am I ever more tickled that they're a part of the show and I'm a part of their team now. As you know, if you listen to the radio show, I've been to the Junction in several different places around the state. I've bought gas just like you at a lot of places that are fueled by Prince Oil Company, and they are really wonderful people. By the way, that brand spanking new Junction Deli, Chevron, right across the highway from Germantown High School. It's in Canton, we say Gluckstadt. Do you realize they and other Junction Delis, they serve country-pleasing sausage over there on the buffet? They don't get much better than that. The Junction and Prince Oil Company. That's what I'm talking about. We'll be right back after this message from C Spire. My name is Matt Wyatt. I host the Matt Wyatt radio show out of my home using C Spire fiber.
And when we hit the road as a family, Matt's show goes with us, thanks to C Spire Wireless.
Its ultra-reliable nationwide network lets me broadcast live from anywhere.
And never miss a moment that matters.
Connecting you to what inspires you most on C Spire's blazing fast 5G network. And right now, get your choice of free phone. That's customer inspired. That's C Spire.
Welcome to my photography studio downtown Tupelo. Everybody needs a headshot, especially if you're in the professional world, in sales, any sort of customer related business, outreach business, anything like that. Everybody needs a headshot. Here at my photography studio in Tupelo, we do a lot more than just headshots, but we're kind of focusing on headshots for that very reason, because everybody needs it. Let me show you a little something about it. One thing I'm able to do here is sort of have 2 to 3 different looks in a small space that we can do in a short amount of time. Several different looks and styles of lighting with studio equipment, studio lighting. Some with flash and a particular look that I've worked on, a constant lighting scenario where you sit down, the lights are already on, you lean in, and we kind of illuminate the whole face. And we get several options in the studio in a short amount of time. Here's 2 priorities for me when I shoot headshots. One is it has to look like you. Okay, none of this fake stuff. The other goal is it's got to look like you at your best. And that's my job as a photographer. And I've got a lot of experience over the years, and I feel really confident I can do that for you. I would love to schedule a session for you here at the studio in downtown Tupelo. I'm above the Reed's Gift Shop, just off of Troy Street, the corner of Troy and Spring. If you can't get to Tupelo, that's okay. Let's talk about it, because we can pack the studio up and come to you if the schedules fit and that sort of thing. I'd love to help you with your headshots. I think everybody needs them. I'm inviting you to please email me, reach out. You can go to my website, mattwyattmedia.com, email address matt@mattwyattmedia.com, and let's talk about your headshot. Farm Bureau Insurance in Mississippi, local agents in all 82 counties. So here's what that means. You have that fender bender, hopefully you don't, but let's say you do at an odd time. Something goes on. It's Saturday night at 11 p.m. You don't have to wait until Monday morning to call some 800 number and talk to someone 3 states away. You've got your agent's phone number.
And worldwide at thezone1059.com.
Back with you, I'm Matt. Appreciate Ready Teddy calling us earlier on the Junction Phone line, fueled by Prince Oil Company here in Mississippi. And he was asking about state quarterbacks. So you've had, I don't know, Teddy, if you're listening, I wasn't sure exactly which quarterback we were talking about, but states had some transferred out. Sawyer Robertson is a kid who they signed out of high school when Coach Leach was the coach, and he's over at Baylor now. He's their starting quarterback at Baylor. And then you had last year's freshman, Michael Van Buren, who did pretty well at times, especially for a true freshman being thrown in there. He transferred to LSU in the offseason. And that might have been one of those you were getting at. Regarding Sellers at South Carolina, Sven says he's got to get his interceptions down. So is Nussmeier. He said the best quarterback for me right now is Cade Klubnik from Clemson. Lagway isn't even in the top 20. Yeah, the thing about Lagway is flashes here and there and has done some really good stuff. Banged up, in and out. Here he is coming into this year. What was it? Monday was his first practice where he did actual team reps and stuff. So I don't know what you're going to get. Sellers, super athlete, and would do some great things. I was watching him last year. South Carolina was in Tuscaloosa. And South Carolina physically was just going toe-to-toe with Alabama in every way. And they were going to have a chance to win the game. But he himself, and Lord knows I've been there, you're the quarterback and you do 1 or 2 boneheaded things. They boneheaded enough that it really just kind of costs you the ball game. That's tough to live with, but that kind of comes with it. But he did a few of those things. And I guess from a South Carolina perspective, you outweigh it later. And you hope that you learn from it. Or they hope that he learns from it. All right. Over to the country pleasing text line. Scott, regarding dinner versus lunch. He said it usually comes from farmers. They call the noontime meal dinner. As a big meal because they've been working all morning and had to work all afternoon. Then they had supper, which is a lighter meal before bed. Bill texted the show. He says, when I moved to Mississippi many years ago, the love of sweet tea and calling lunch dinner are two of the first things I noticed. He said, however, I noticed calling lunch dinner seemed to be done only in a very few rural areas of Mississippi. That was just my observation anyway. That was from Bill. Somebody texted and said lunch is dinner only on Sundays. We heard that too. I think that was Dog Tired from Florence who said kind of a similar take on it right there. Another texter said, I used to get angry growing up when my family would say Sunday dinner. We'd be going to grandparents in the Delta, and they were Italian descendants, so not country. We would travel there and have pasta, sauce, and fried chicken, so a little Southern Delta inspired, but definitely called it Sunday dinner. Miko texted and said, best band performance, the Sonic Boom of the South. And then he went ahead and asked for it. So you get it. The JSU Sonic Boom of the South and loudest band I've ever heard. So why not? We got a few minutes left here on a Wednesday. Roll your windows down, turn it up to 11, and see if you turn a few heads. Bodine Dog texts the show. He said, Matt, the 1976 Forest High School Marching Band was by far the best halftime show I've ever seen. My sister was a rifle girl. Love the show. Signed, Bodine. Big finish. Boomer Sooner texted and said, Matt, if you want to watch an amazing marching band, check out Ohio State's tribute to Michael Jackson on YouTube. Yeah, is that where they formed, like from up top, they formed a person, he's like walking on the field? I think I've seen video of that. CB95, good to hear from you. He said, growing up, lunch was many times the last good meal of the day, so it was called dinner. He says, now I call a meal in the middle of the day, not the last meal, lunch. Makes sense. CB95, maybe that's why everybody was skinnier back then. They just weren't eating as much or as often. Jake from Yazoo said dinner is close to diner. Diners at least serve breakfast and lunch. Dinner is when grandma says food is ready, which covers both breakfast and or lunch. Okay. And more Bully texted and said, thanks for nothing, Matt. Currently on YouTube watching micro fishing. Thanks. I won't get another thing done this afternoon. I'm telling you, same with me. This guy will pull over on the highway and there'll be like water that's in a ditch after a big rain next to a lake. He'll say, let's see if there's something in here. And he casts like in a culvert, can't even see in there, and boom, he's locked up on about a 2-pound bass, and I'm fascinated with that stuff. And maybe what it is, more Bully, is that for some of us, maybe you're this way too, it just doesn't take much to entertain us. Okay, maybe that's what it is. All right, back over to the phone. The Junction Phone line, fueled by Prince Oil Company, fueling Central Mississippi since 1960. On line one, it's Real C. What's up, Real C?
What's happening, Matt?
I want to tell you something. Last night, Annabeth got some ice cream out of the freezer, one of those little bitty things. It's got the spoon in the lid. She opened it up, and she ate a few bites. She said, would you go put this back in the freezer for me? And I grabbed it, and as I'm walking to the freezer, I look, and it was butter pecan. I thought about you.
Well, I can't believe she didn't just wipe the whole container out.
Yeah, she was trying to save some for later, I think.
Oh, well, she's still trying to maintain that girlish figure. Some of us aren't. So.
I'm with you there.
Got 3 super quick things for you.
All right.
Lunch is dinner on Sundays.
Okay.
Finesse fishing, tell more bully to research is Bass Finesse Fishing Empire or BFFS or whatever.
Okay.
I bought a lot of that tackle and whatnot, and I use it crappie fishing too. It's a blast. Thirdly, the best bands. Very subjective. I sent you a long, drawn-out text about Disregard now that I'm on the phone.
Okay.
But during my stint as the world's greatest high school sideline reporter ever, I had the opportunity to witness quite a few high school bands.
Okay.
And the reason I say it's subjective is because the only thing I care about a high school band is, are they entertaining at a football game? And to me, the most entertaining high school bands in our area were the JPS schools.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're just fun.
Right.
Those kids up there having a blast. I mean, it didn't matter if they were getting boat race, dog walk, whatever. They up there carrying on like, by golly, it's still a great day in the neighborhood. And I loved watching them. Now, sometimes it was difficult to keep up with what was going on in the field because they'd play through timeouts and play when the quarterback was under center, all the things they weren't supposed to do or whatever. But who cares?
Yeah, right.
They were entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
You know, a lot of the locals have really high-profile band programs that compete in all these Rudy-Pooty competitions and whatnot. But let's be honest with ourselves. Are we going to watch the competition sets for the most part of the masses around here? No.
No. Right.
We're going to get entertained at a football game.
Mm-hmm.
And by golly, there's a very few that do it better than several of the JPS groups.
Yeah. You know, I've witnessed it a couple times too, but I agree with you.
Oh, yeah. I mean, and look, Warren Central's band was always semi-fun. You know, I'll give them credit. Pearl's band, yes, they were very good. But I'm going to tell you something. You get Provine or somebody up there going, holy smokes. I mean, you look up in the visitor stands or in the home stands if you're there or whatever, and it's just party, buddy. They're rocking and rolling and dancing, and the tubas are swaying up back and forth, and the drummers are doing daggone pirouettes and things. I mean, they're just having a big time. You know, and I enjoy that. That to me, that's a band. All this other junk, whatever. You know, now I probably upset somebody that's got a highly technical flute player that marches to perfection somewhere. You know, but that's okay, too, because I'm not going to go watch them do that. So they won't be able to get back at me at the competition that weekend.
I think just for fun, Real C, I'm going to add to my profile, like on X in the description, highly technical flute player. I think I'm just going to go add that.
Well, be careful with that. You know, because somebody will hit you back, you know, well, that one time at band camp.
Yeah, I know. I got to be careful. All right, Real C, appreciate you.
It wasn't bad. It wasn't bass finesse fishing. It was bait finesse fishing empire was the place I was telling more boily. Go down that rabbit hole.
Okay.
Anyway, all right. Y'all have a fantastic day. Eat off butter pecan. You can get your hands on. Do good for you.
All right. Thanks, Real C. Appreciate it. And Dog Tired said, Matt, you said to file my comment in the Who Cares category. He said, but several listeners have commented since. You're right. You're right, Dog Tired. It is everybody wanted to comment. Is dinner lunch? Is lunch dinner? Or is that supper? Or is supper dinner and lunch separate? See y'all tomorrow. See ya.